Ever get that feeling? Like you've got this spark, this idea for an online business, like that pull, towards being your own boss. But then you kind of look into all the guides and stuff, all those how-tos, and suddenly it's like, whoa, information overload.
It is a lot, right? I mean, it's like you want to bake a cake, but then you open the cupboard and it's like a whole library of cookbooks just explodes out at you.
Exactly. So today, we're doing something different. We're
Yeah.
handing you the one recipe, the expertly curated one you actually need.
Exactly. No need to get bogged down in every single possibility, every little detail. What we're after today are the core ingredients, the foundation, the things that really truly matter when you're just starting out.
Think of it as your online venture starter kit.
Perfect analogy.
And this starter kit is coming to us straight from blogwidow.com. Their newest piece, actually, dropped just this morning, April 5th, 2025. It's called Kickstarting Your First Online Business: Essential Tips for Beginners. And our mission today is simple. We're pulling out the absolute must-dos, the things anyone who's looking to launch their first online business needs to know. Helping you build a strong base and avoid those early stumbles that can really throw you off track.
Those early stumbles can be real momentum killers.
Oh, for sure. So let's dive in, shall we? And the first thing, the article really hits on this hard, is defining your niche. And your audience, too. Can't forget them.
Yeah, that's absolutely fundamental. They make a great point, which is that if you try to be everything to everyone, you often end up being not much to anyone.
It's true. You get spread too thin.
Exactly. So when you zero in on a niche, that's when you can really make your message powerful, tailor your offerings, all of that. And down the line, that laser focus, that's what can make your marketing more effective, give you a stronger brand identity, all the good stuff.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
So blogwidow.com, they give you this action plan, right?
Wow.
And step one is all about researching potential niches. So it's not just about what you find interesting.
No, it's bigger than that.
Right. It's about hitting that sweet spot. Where's their high demand? Where are people actively looking for solutions? And then ideally, where's there less competition? So you can really stand out. And yeah, of course, it should be something you're genuinely into, keeps you going,
You got to have that passion, for sure. But like you said, it needs to be something the market actually wants. Can't just be passion in a vacuum.
No.
And speaking of the market, the article then moves into identifying your target audience.
Okay, so who are you actually selling to?
Right, and it goes deeper than just basic demographics. This is about understanding their pain points. What are their frustrations? And how does your product, your service, solve those problems? What are they searching for online? What kind of language are they using? All those insights are gold.
And then you get to this super important stage,
Yeah,
testing your idea.
this is key.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean disappearing for months building something in secret. Blogwidow.com suggests getting out there, running online surveys, throwing up polls on social media, even just keeping an eye on Google Trends to see what's buzzing. It's not just about proving there's demand. These early tests, they give you feedback that'll shape what you're offering. Keeps you from pouring your heart into something nobody wants.
De-risking, right, getting that vital intel early on. In the example they use, shifting from just plain fitness to something laser-focused like fitness for busy professionals or fitness for postpartum mothers, that really drives home the power of niching down.
Yeah, suddenly you're speaking directly to their needs. You can tailor everything, the content, the products, you name it.
Exactly. You become the go-to expert for that specific thing.
Okay, so niche, check. Online presence is next on the list, and blogwidow.com really stresses that your website or your platform, that's your central hub.
It's your online home base, the place where potential customers come to check you out, see what you offer, and hopefully buy your stuff or sign up for your services.
Got to make a good first impression, right?
Totally. Just like in the real world.
So their action plan here starts with building a website that's actually visually appealing. Now, if you're just starting out, that might sound kind of daunting.
It can be.
Right. But they mention platforms like WordPress, Wix, Shopify. And we won't get into the weeds with each of those today, but WordPress gives you a lot of flexibility. Wix, that's super user-friendly drag-and-drop stuff. And Shopify, that's built for e-commerce, selling products online.
Pick the one that fits your comfort level and what you're trying to do, and then make sure it's easy to navigate. Design that matches your brand.
And here's something you absolutely can't ignore these days. Mobile friendliness. Super important.
Huge. People are on their phones all the time. If your site doesn't work well on a phone, you're going to lose customers. It's that simple.
So then we get to SEO, search engine optimization. Now, this is a whole thing, right?
It's a rabbit hole for sure.
It is. But the article breaks it down into manageable chunks. Using the right keywords, so Google knows what you're about and shows you to the right people. Writing those meta descriptions that kind of entice people to click on your link.
They're like mini ads, those meta descriptions.
Totally. And creating content that's actually valuable, helpful, not just fluff. It's all about making it easier for people to find you organically.
So they're not just stumbling around in the dark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And last but not least, under online presence, they talk about building that social media presence. And it's not just about posting pretty picture.
Oh, absolutely not.
You got to engage with people, share stuff that's actually useful to them, and then strategically guide them back to your website, your main hub.
Lead them back home, so to speak.
That's a good way to put it. And there's a great example in the article about an eco-friendly online store. They don't just push products. They share tips on sustainable living tutorials, stuff like that.
Providing value, building a community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not just self-promotion. It's about creating something bigger around your brand. Okay, we've got our niche, our online presence. Now we got to figure out how this whole thing is going to work. Choosing the right business model.
This is where the rubber meets the road. How are you actually going to make money? The article goes over some common models, and the key is to pick one that works for you, your skills, the resources you've got, and of course the needs of those people you're targeting.
So many options.
There are.
So we've got e-commerce, selling products directly, affiliate marketing, promoting other people's stuff and getting a cut. Service-based businesses. It's like consulting, design, writing. Subscription models where people pay regularly for access to something. And then drop shipping, which is kind of cool. You sell stuff without actually keeping any inventory. Someone else handles that.
Each one has its pros and cons, for sure. Traditional e-commerce, you're dealing with inventory, shipping, all that, unless you go the drop shipping route. But then you've got other things to figure out, like customer service, finding reliable suppliers, affiliate marketing, you need people to trust your recommendations. Service-based, it's often trading your time for money directly. Subscriptions, you got to constantly deliver value to keep people subscribed. It's about knowing what you're getting into.
So blogwidow.com, they tell you to think about your skills, your goals. What are you good at? What do you want this business to look like? They also say to consider the investment, how easy it is to scale things up, and how much time you're willing to put in.
Important considerations.
And here's a great tip.
Okay.
Dip your toes in first. Maybe offer a few products, a limited range of services, just to see how people respond.
Testing the waters, minimizing risk. Like they say in the article, if you've got graphic design skills, try offering logo design or branding packages to small businesses. That's a low-stakes way to gauge demand before, say, going all in on building a full-blown agency.
Okay, so we know what we're offering, how we're delivering it. Now we got to let people know we exist. Marketing and driving traffic.
Right. You can have the best thing in the world, but if nobody knows about it, what's the point?
Exactly. So the article lays out a really comprehensive approach to marketing, starting with content marketing. Basically, creating valuable stuff, blog posts, videos, infographics that answers your target audience's questions, solves their problems.
It's about giving them something useful, building trust, positioning yourself as the go-to expert.
And then email marketing. They're big on building an email list right from the start. Nurturing those relationships, offering valuable content, and yes, eventually presenting them with offers.
It's a direct line to people who are already interested in what you do. Super effective for repeat business and loyalty. I had a client once who thought email was dead. After setting up a simple newsletter, their repeat sales went through the roof.
Wow. Underestimated power of email.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've got content, email, social media advertising comes up next, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. They all let you get super specific with who you're targeting.
Reach the right people with the right message.
And then influencer marketing, partnering with people who already have a following in your niche. Could be big names, could be smaller, more focused influencers.
Depends on your strategy.
Right. And then they bring back SEO, reminding us that optimizing your website and content for search engines is a long game, but so worth it.
Organic traffic, the gift that keeps on giving.
They give this great example with a subscription box business. They offer a free resource, like a checklist or a discount, in exchange for your email address.
Classic lead magnet.
It is. And then they use that email list to share content, announce new products, offer special deals.
So many possibilities.
Okay, we've covered a lot. Defining your niche, building your presence online, picking the right business model, getting the word out with marketing. But it doesn't stop there, right? The last tip from blogwidow.com is all about keeping an eye on things, making adjustments as you go.
You're never really done, are you? It's not set it and forget it.
Nope. You got to track those key metrics, see what's working, what's not.
Absolutely.
So track your website traffic with Google Analytics. See how many visitors you're getting, where they're coming from, what pages they're looking at.
See what's grabbing their attention?
Then check those conversion rates. How many people are actually doing what you want them to do? Buying something, sign up for your email list, downloading that freebie.
Measure the effectiveness of your website, your offers.
And it's not just numbers. You got to understand how your customers are feeling. Ask for feedback, run surveys, check those reviews. What do they like? What could be better?
That qualitative feedback is gold.
Totally. And all this info, that's how you tweak your marketing strategies. If something's not working, try something new or focus on what is working.
Be data-informed, stay flexible.
They give an example about a blog post. Say it gets a lot of traffic, but nobody's taken the next step, like checking out your products.
That's a sign something's not quite right.
Right. Maybe the content's not aligned with your offerings, or maybe you're not telling people clearly what you want them to do next.
And the call to action needs to be clear.
Okay, so to wrap this all up, blogwidow.com lays out 5 key areas for anyone starting an online business. Defining your niche and knowing your audience. Building that awesome online presence. Picking the business model that fits you. Marketing like crazy to get people to your site. And then constantly keeping an eye on things, making adjustments as you go.
Those are the building blocks, the essentials for creating something that lasts.
They really are. And the online business world can be so overwhelming. But focusing on these things, it gives you a path forward, especially when you're just starting out.
Definitely. And like the article says, it takes time, it takes patience, and it takes a willingness to learn and adapt as you go.
So true. And on that note, here's a final thought for you to ponder. We've gone over all these tips for launching an online business. Now, thinking about your own idea, what's the first small testable step you could take today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today, to start exploring its potential and getting some real feedback.
Take action, my friend.
Until next time.
See you then.